Welcome everybody to this short video presentation of mine. Saudi Arabia has just joined up with the US against Iran. They dropped some bombs in Iraq. Now they're not attacking Iran straight on, but they're attacking the Houthis in the south there and targets in Iraq, which is militants who are backed by Iran. So pretty interesting. How does this fit in with Bible prophecy? Well, here, Saudis join the strike. Why this change in direction for the Saudis? What brought this about? You say, well, it was some of the attacks by Iran and the blockage by the Houthis so that they couldn't sell any oil. And that's partly true. That's the big reason. But there's another too. Trump just offered this deal, this nuclear deal with the Saudis, and he's made a few conditions, but this is something Saudi Arabia would like. So it's kind of the carrot, I think, that is bringing the Saudis on board with Trump. This nuclear deal is the carrot for Saudi support in the Middle East. So they eventually have to do something, and here's the first step in it. Jesus said, and this is interesting, he said also to the people, the multitudes, that's us, this is the crowds. He's not saying this to his disciples, but to the crowds. When you see a cloud rise out of the west, straightway you say, there comes a shower. And so it is. And when you see the south wind blow, you say, there will be heat, and it comes to pass. You hypocrites, you can discern the face of the sky and the earth, and how it is that you cannot discern this time. And I think these are prophetic, because the king of the south is like the south wind here, and I'm thinking, well, this could be, Saudi Arabia rising up. But let's look on. Jesus says, do you think I've come to establish peace on the earth? No, I tell you, division. Jesus is going to establish his kingdom, and it's going to not bring peace in the war, in this. It's going to be division. And because, if Satan is divided against Satan, then his kingdom's going to fall. And that's, Jesus isn't going to establish Satan's kingdom, is he? The Saudis are entering this war, and things could start to heat up. Jesus says, and when the south wind blows, you say it will be hot, and it is. So it's going to heat up a bit. A cloud forming in the west, I think that fits with Trump. That's the first thing. And you get this, the cloud was forming, and now you get the storm, right? It's just was forming. 2016 it was forming, and now it's starting to bring forth a storm. And where's the storm happening right now? He's battling first, he's fighting Iran. And now the Saudis are joining up with the US and Trump. Jesus said to the crowds, when you see a cloud rising in the west, say a shower is coming, and it happens. When you see the south wind blow, you say it will be hot, and it is. And this is really it. That's all I'm saying here is I think we should be watching this, that things could pick up here. Saudis, it was difficult for them to stay out of this war because And now this nuclear deal maybe is the thing that is helping, but also the fact that Iran was attacking through the Houthis and other groups Saudi oil. And so the Saudis aren't going to put up with that. So I think we have here the king of the south and the cloud from the west. And things are going to pick up a bit. So hope you enjoyed this video. God bless.